I jokingly to my family call myself the 40-year-old Swiftie, even though I'm 44 now.
Kristen Wickensheimer has been counting down the days. A diehard Swiftie, she spared no expense.
I maxed a credit card out. That's how I ended up with a floor.
2 tickets, that is, for her and her husband Brian.
I think this is our 12th show.
For months, he's been just as excited.
And then yesterday or the day before yesterday, devastation.
Because while he's allowed in, his wheelchair isn't. A paralyzed veteran, Brian, depends on it to get around, but Paycor's policy for the concert prohibits fans from bringing their mobility aids inside if they don't have Americans with Disabilities Act or ADA compliant seats.
It's extremely frustrating.
The federal law only requires stadiums to designate 1% of seats as ADA. The couple says they never got the chance to claim one.
There was no handicap accessible seats available at all. You couldn't select any. There wasn't even any on the map.
They say Ticketmaster and Paycor assured they would still be accommodated, but when they checked this week, they saw this. No ADA seat, then no wheelchair, no storage, lock it up outside the gate.
He had to be dropped off at a curb, escorted in. He loses his own self at that point. It's like having a babysitter with you.
I was like, it's 2023. This is insane.
Victoria King will be at the Saturday show, while the Columbus College student also uses a wheelchair.
I am able to take a few steps.
But she says that didn't make the message any less frustrating.
Like, how did someone write that and think this is okay to post online?
WCPO brought their concerns to Paycor. In a statement, they tell us, in part, we have wheelchair response teams in place that will take patrons to their ticketed seat from the entry gate using stadium wheelchairs before the show. But they don't think that's enough.
There's been a lot of times being in a wheelchair is extremely dangerous because the crowds get pushy, right? And so you have like the Stampede accident, like Astroworld, where people died because they got crushed. Not having my wheelchair will put me in a very disadvantaged place if there is an emergency.
They say they feel brushed aside, that a last-minute change in policy is just a Band-Aid on a bigger problem.
They forgot that he existed, and we're pretty much on our own.
I have no way of getting around. The only thing left for me is to crawl. So I'll be crawling for Swift.
Paycor says they'll escort guests with disabilities after the show as well. They say if anyone requires assistance during the show, they should flag down security. Outside Paycor Stadium, Valerie Lyons, WCPO 9 News.